the question that you'll go into after you've done the icebreaker and you've talked a few minutes, you can do the icebreaker very quickly, or you can do it on a more elaborate basis and extend it, is the open question that I like to ask women is, so how many kids are you going to have? You know, how many kids are you going to have? She'll say, I don't know, you know, if she's young. So we go in this order, and a lot of material on palm reading rather goes into a lot of detail, and some are pretty high level. This can actually be done either in the third step or the first. We have it here as third, but I will often ask right away, how many kids are you going to have? And those are your stork lines. We have a hand diagram here, and we've pointed out the different parts of the hand, the most common sort of streamlined, simplified view. So the lines between your pinky finger and the big line that runs across your hand, there's creases here. You can actually bring your finger down and show it and actually see the creases to make them more pronounced. And those are the number of kids that somebody will have. Now steps 1 and 2 are your love line and your lifeline. Your love line and your lifeline. What you're showing here is not when that person's going to fall in love, or when they're going to get married, or how long they're going to be married. A lot of people ask, how long am I going to live? And frankly, there are answers to those questions, but the system that we've come up with here addresses really the hard stuff that really doesn't get you in trouble. It's not heavy-hearted stuff. This is more fun stuff, and that's the way we want to kind of keep that vibe going. This answers basically what kind of relationships and how this woman interacts in relationships. The closer the lines meet towards the end of the hand, the more independent she is. The closer they meet towards the middle of the hand, some lines will come, this one will come almost straight up. Will tell you that this woman is only fulfilled in relationships, that she seeks relationships for definition. We call her, you know, she's got codependency issues. And over here, the woman is very independent. Women, you can't sort of get this answer right with women. Be ready for a lot of pushback and resistance, but that's part of the play. If you come over here and say, well, you're really independent, a woman will take that to mean that she's never going to find the love of her life. If you tell her she's got codependency issues, she sees herself as needy and might tell you to go screw off or something. That's fine. That's all good. That's all part of the vibe. But make your own judgment here in terms of where those lines meet, in terms of how close she is and how important relationships are to her. You're talking about the big relationship, you know, marriage and such. The next line over here is the success curve, which follows up over the lifeline, and that really depends on the arc. The higher the arc of that line, or the steeper the hockey stick, the more dramatic that success. Everyone's lines goes up. It's really a question of how fast it spikes. Does it spike? Is it slow and gradual? Are you slow and steady? Or does your life suddenly spike where everything in your life hits on all cylinders? You get married, you reach fulfillment in your career, your job, your finances, all of that happens at once. Over here, after 4, we go to step 5, which are your worry lines. These are the little creases on your thumb that will come and go, and are the most transient of all the lines in your hand. The more lines you have, the more worry lines you have. And if you're on vacation, you know, it's fun to kind of check this out yourself and see if those lines actually evaporate or go away. That if you're really stressed out, those lines will appear and become a little bit deeper. This thumb, this heavy lifted part of your thumb here is the mound of Venus. And the higher the mound, the higher the rift here from your thumb to your palm, it shows the kinder the heart. Now I like to kind of tease women here that typically there's an inside line that runs just around the mound before the actual love line. And I said that that's her protective shield, that she's a real sweet girl underneath her little protection that she has to put out so that people think that she's really a lot meaner than she really is. And it's amazing how many women will look at their friends and say, oh my God, that's what my friends tell me all the time, that I'm a really sweet girl, just kind of have to be mean all the time. And so suddenly these things are sort of truisms among women, and I'm not telling you things that's going to con them. It's just that these things tend to play out with the people the vast majority of time. And again, you're doing this in a way that's playful and fun. The last piece that I will get into, and if you have the ebook, you'll see a detailed system for exactly what each bracelet means. But the first one is about understanding the world, is an understanding of the world. The second one is about understanding yourself, and the third is about understanding relationships. and we detail them up to 7, but most people have 1, 2, or 3 bracelets. We call them bracelets. That's actually a term I came up with, and women just love it because they'll say, let's see your bracelets, and they're thinking about their jewelry, and I say, no, you have your own bracelets right here. No other book has come up with that term, and it's very sweet and awesome with women, so definitely it's yours to use. Again, if they have 1 line, it's about them understanding the world. If they have 2 lines, it's about them understanding themselves. 3 lines means that they're put on this earth to understand themselves in a relationship, and to be able to trust somebody else in a relationship. If they don't trust somebody in this relationship, if they have 3 bracelets and live through this life and don't master the 3rd ring, the 3rd bracelet, they're doomed to return and live this life over again. So it's a little tease and challenge to women to sort of get their act together